Have you ever noticed that alcohol is everywhere you look? And it's always in a very positive light. In movies and in the media, and even in just knickknacks around the house and in your neighborhoods, alcohol is glamorized as something that makes us feel warm and welcomed and fun and celebratory. So in this video, I am gonna dispel all of that stuff for you, and we're gonna go through some movies and advertisements and just media in general that makes it so hard to get away from the positive link to drinking alcohol. Hello, my name is Jamie. If you're new to my channel, I am a nurse. I have been a nurse since 2006, and I'm currently a professor. I have a doctorate in nursing practice, and I make content on wellness, professional growth, and empowerment. And in my opinion, giving up alcohol was the biggest sense of empowerment that I could ever imagine, changed my life drastically. And so I love to make videos about this topic. So let's jump into this video. So really, ever since we were born, we've been programmed to drink. It's in our daily lives. If you look at adults from a child's point of view, adults can drink and you can't. So it's almost like something that you aspire to do one day. And not to mention, it's in the media. The commercials make it look so glamorous. The media knows how to market their product to feed on our insecurities. So alcohol ads make you feel like if you drink this product, you're gonna be sexy and fun and glamorous, or you're gonna be warm and welcomed into a family, or you're gonna be relaxed and rich and fancy, on vacation. And if you really play those tapes forward, we know that's not the end result of drinking heavy amounts of gin, whiskey, or wine, right? When I first quit drinking, I remember being really triggered whenever I watched regular sitcoms, even sitcoms like The Big Bang Theory, which I love that show, but everyone had big glasses of wine. And when I would see it, I would be like, I wanna have a wine. Look at how relaxed and fun they all seem to be in the show. It's everywhere, in every show. Can you imagine there being a movie where a couple goes to a steakhouse and they order water? It just doesn't happen. So alcohol is programmed in our brain to be this wonderful, fun, and fabulous thing. But the way alcohol is portrayed in movies is grossly irresponsible, and there's never any serious consequences that come with heavy amounts of drinking. And I want to go over some things that I was thinking about, and I do want to give you guys a little bit of a trigger warning for this video, because there's going to be a lot of footage that contains drinking, alcohol, shot glasses, fun, all that stuff. So if you're sensitive to that, please don't watch this video. But if you do watch this video, just know I'm gonna walk you through all of these pictures and tell you all the things that are wrong with these pictures. So one of the movies that really came to mind to me when I was thinking about writing this video out was Indiana Jones. The first Indiana Jones, when Indiana Jones goes back into the tavern and finds Marion for the first time in however many years. Well, look at this picture here. So Marion in this scene is having like a shot drinking contest with this big guy. And if you look at the table in front of Marion is 20 empty shot glasses. 20. If you look this scene up, it's called Meet Marion in Indiana Jones. You can watch the scene, and she does this last shot and she gets a little like, But then a minute later, she's up, she's meeting Indiana Jones, she's sassy, she's witty, she's sharp, she's not staggering at all, she's not slurring at all. Her face isn't blotchy at all, she doesn't have bloodshot eyes at all. This is completely irresponsible and unrealistic, because nobody could have 20 shots and be acting like Marion was acting. So my point is, people watching this movie are like, oh, look at how cool she is, how much she can drink, and she can outdrink this big guy who ends up passing out. Like, what a badass. No, you guys, it's not real. It's not real. That's not what happens. What would really happen to Marion? Let's play that forward. Okay, the next clip that I want to show you is from Thor Ragnarok, and the Valkyrie. She takes this bottle of what appears to be an alcoholic beverage. I mean, it's a clear, dark fluid, but I was averaging that bottle that she's drinking is about a gallon at least. A gallon has 128 ounces in a gallon. So that would mean that she's drinking 128 shots. And I timed the video scene here, and she drinks that bottle in less than 5 seconds. Okay, so again, grossly irresponsible. And not only that, but afterwards, she finishes drinking this big bottle of booze, throws it down on the ground, and then proceeds to quickly put a knife up to Thor's throat, have a very intelligent conversation between him and the Hulk, walking around, again, not slurring, not staggering. She looks absolutely phenomenal. Again, portrayed as a complete badass. So that's what we're striving to be. But what would happen if we drank 128 shots in less than 5 seconds? Well, I can imagine that we might die. So, not responsible to put that in a movie. That's geared for children. Okay, and this picture only shows The Greatest Showman and Zac Efron toasting one shot. But if you watch this scene, it's in The Greatest Showman, and they're dancing and doing shots while making a business deal. But again, in this scene, they end up doing 7 shots of whiskey in less than 3 minutes, all the while dancing and singing and making a business deal and having the best time. Never once slurring, staggering, peeing themselves, falling downstairs. So this is how it's portrayed in movies, you guys. No consequences to heavy drinking. If anything, heavy drinking leads to being really cool and happy. So that's how it's portrayed in movies. One more movie to go over. Well, it's not really a movie, but it's a series that I recently watched, Peaky Blinders. So in Peaky Blinders, it's over like a 10-year span of time, and all these people do is drink whiskey round the clock and smoke. And yet they are portrayed as, well, I mean, Arthur isn't, but Tommy is portrayed as so put together, cunning, rich, good looking, well dressed. But we know that is not the reality of someone who only drinks whiskey and smokes around the clock. The way that alcohol is portrayed in movies is misleading and puts a spin of power, glamour, and esteem when it comes to heavy drinking. And that's very harmful to us because that's what we've seen all of our lives. And so, of course, when we suddenly have a problem with drinking, it's gotta be us, right? And we're weak now that we can't handle drinking large amounts of whiskey, and that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So let's talk about advertisement and alcohol. Because once I started to see this and I really started to kind of read about marketing and what they're going for, they prey on our emotions, our feelings of needs, our insecurities. And alcohol does such a fabulous job of this. And I don't want to get too gruesome and negative, but let's look at this first picture. This picture is a bunch of friends. Everyone's so glamorous and they're beautiful and healthy looking, and they're drinking these martinis and like hard alcohol beverages. So this reminds me of a wedding that I went to. And when I went to the wedding, I was sober, already. And I'm watching everyone at the wedding in the beginning of the night. And everyone, it was a formal wedding, like a black tie affair. Everyone is looking so gorgeous. And there happened to be this one girl, and now I'm in my late 40s, almost 50. And so I'm looking at these young girls, you know, in their mid 20s, maybe early 30s, with like a sense of, oh, you know, they're so young and gorgeous, and they all looked so beautiful. And everyone was really fancy with gowns on and high heels and their hair done and their makeup just perfect. And there was one girl that just really stood out to me. She was absolutely stunning. She had this gorgeous husband with her. And, you know, I'm just thinking, wow, look at that young couple. They've got it all together, right? Well, hours later, she's a wreck. She's crying. She's makeup down her face. She's all disheveled and puffy and red. And honestly, like there must have been some kind of fight that was going on. Husband's nowhere to be found. And I just, to me, thought, well, now there's the reality of drinking. Not this picture here, everyone being fun and fabulous. It's the aftermath that alcohol does not show, obviously, in their ads. Let's talk about this picture with James Bond. I mean, the man of all men, right? Sean Connery, gorgeous, talented, rich, powerful, and James Bond, the character, you know, even more so. Like, and so of course, be like James Bond and drink, you know, this whiskey here. Well, it's just preying on men's insecurities. Yeah, let's have you drink this alcohol so that you can be more like James Bond. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for you. It's just not true. These beer ads definitely prey on be a part of this group, be a part of us. The Michelob Ultra campaign with the link to fitness. So they like made their beer 95 calories and what, like 2.5 grams of carbs. And so all of a sudden it's a health food. I think one of their ads even says, when you train hard, you need a lot of water, and this is basically water. But it's the opposite of a health food. It's the opposite of being healthy and achieving your fitness goals. But that's how the advertising companies are marketing these products, and we buy it. I mean, of course we do. They're good at what they do. And these Absolute Vodka ads are showing just these two girls and how sexy they are and beautiful they are. And it's really inviting with the bright colors and then the creativity. I can't imagine that you would be drinking hard alcohol while in your corporate office on the job being super creative. Like, I don't know. Did Steve Jobs allow just shots of vodka to be going around while developing iPhones? Maybe, but I don't think so. And then even in merchandise, look at this little cute drinking buddy shirt. It's like promoting this sort of mentality with father and son bonding from birth. So how not cute is this? Really, it's actually really upsetting. And then there's the, it's wine o'clock somewhere, wine a bit and you'll feel better. Those flags and doormats are all over my neighborhood. I can't go anywhere without seeing them. When you're trying to quit drinking, it is literally impossible to escape it. So it's better to really look at it all and figure out what exactly are they trying to do. And they're trying to bamboozle you and make you feel like you're missing out, and you're not missing out, because you are healthy and strong and beautiful and really rebellious by not drinking in the first place. So I am so proud of you. And then this one's always my favorite. You know, I am a nurse. We gotta go full circle to nursing. But this one here says 175 mLs of ETOH, PO, TID, PRN for stress. It's a nurse thing you wouldn't understand. Well, so what this actually translates to in layman's terms is 44 glasses of wine by mouth 3 times a day as needed for stress. That's a ridiculous thing to promote for nursing, okay? Yeah, so, but that's the funny wine culture, and I am just really glad that I'm not a part of that anymore, and I'm gonna shine the light that that's not okay to be doing. And so if you're ever wondering, why is it so hard to quit drinking? Because you just can't escape it. But now you know. and you know better, and you can share it also with people. I'm proud of us. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't seen my other videos on how I decided to quit drinking, my first 30 days and that first year, they're in the playlist, so check those out too. Okay, thanks. See you in the next video.